This Heartline Haiti ring a bell? Here comes everyone. So, good morning. I'm Judge Person. I do welcome everybody to court. Sorry for the slight delay. It really pertained to technology, and now we're good to go. I'll make some brief announcements and let everyone know how things work here in a moment. But I do want to just give you a basic background, and also Mr. Matson and Mr. Miller, since I know for a fact that both of you have heard this more than once, I'm going to go ahead and start your meeting now. So I will send y'all on over to that meeting regarding the Jessica Marquez case. I also have a few folks that I have not been able to identify, and I just need to make sure that I've got folks in the order that they appeared. If I could get Zoom user, unmute, tell me your name, that would be great.
My name is Marquise Russell.
Thank you, Mr. Russell. I'm just changing your name temporarily. When you log out of the meeting, that'll go away in case it's not what you want it to say. Don't worry. And I'll be back with you shortly, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I had a phone call to 254 ending in 401. And I'm just asking to there, please.
My name is Candace Jackson. Good morning, Judge Persons. I've never met you before, but good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Ms. Jackson. Are you also on a telephone, holding a phone that you dialed in from?
No, ma'am. I'm on the Zoom. I could see you.
Okay. No, yeah, I've got you identified. I was.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's
I misunderstood. I apologize.
Very normal to have confusion right now. No problem. You aren't the only one, I assure you. But I was trying to ask this person to unmute, and you're on a phone call, and you'll be getting something telling you, please unmute. You're on a telephone. Can you speak up? Those sometimes take a little while, and I don't know how you do that. It prompts you. You have to be listening. And then Heartline Haiti, can you tell me your name?
My name is Lydia Livesay.
What is the last name?
Livesay, Livesay.
Gotcha. I'll be with you shortly. And I have two phone callers not identifying, and I just need to let y'all know on the telephone.
Is it me?
So if you're on the screen, it's very unlikely that it's you. If your name is at the bottom of your thing, I'm definitely not talking to you, but it's easier if I try to get people to unmute than if I call a series of names, because that takes more time. I'm very mindful of the fact that people don't really want to have a court case, okay, let alone sit in any kind of meeting. I'm trying to be efficient, but no problem, Mr. Tuck. You're not doing anything wrong. There's another, it's a late person. So this is always like a little frustrating for me because, but we'll solve it. We'll solve it. I certainly don't have an anger problem, so don't worry about it. Let's see. You just came in on an iPhone, and I'm asking you to unmute. You're receiving an unmute request. Just came in the meeting. I just let you in. You're a little late, but I'm asking who you are. Hi, unmute. Tell me your name, please. Hats off for court.
Oh, didn't know that. I'm sorry. I've never done this before, Judge.
Understood. What's your name?
Cody Villarreal, man. I was here 5 minutes early. I just can't figure out how to work this dang thing, to be honest with you.
That's okay, but spell your last name.
V as in Victor, ILL, Arreal.
Cody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. I do know that most folks don't do this regularly, okay? So you don't have to apologize for not knowing how these things work because, they are what they are. It's not really that complicated, but on the other hand, if it's not something you're doing every day, I wouldn't expect that you would know, and that's fine, okay? What's nice is that we still have the convenience to do it this way. We're mostly going into live court these days, but as long as parties agree to be here instead of coming to the building, we can do this for certain things. Speaking of which, Mr. Miller and Mr. Matson, can y'all give me an update on the Jessica Marquez case set for pretrial today? Has a final setting of September 6th at 1. Where are we, gentlemen?
Your Honor, Mr. Miller's going to take an offer back to his client.
Okay. Final pretrial is for September 6th. And what I'll say is, if I have paperwork that lets me cancel that date, I will. But otherwise, I'll just assume we're all going to be here on September 6th. And that's the marching orders I'll give you as well, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Miller. You're good to be excused without further request, okay?
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Matson, hold on, because I'm just working with folks. I've got 2 phone callers not responding, and let me just do a roll call. If you're here and I don't call your name, don't worry, because I already saw you. I know you're here. I'm calling people that I don't think are here in hopes that I might trigger one of these phone callers to respond. Joshua Duncan, if you're here. Okay, well, I've been trying to get you to speak up. Your phone ending in 687 or thereabouts. So great. I'm glad I found you. And that's going to be. Thank you. And I'll mute you until it's your turn. So you'll have to learn how to unmute. But when I ask you to unmute, here's the thing, Mr. Duncan, and anyone on a telephone where you can't see the court happening on screen. First of all, you can go on YouTube and look at it and watch it because it's live. But the other thing is, when I call your name, when it's your turn, phone people have a tendency to kind of tune out and then they miss their chance. So just, listen for your name because I'll speak it loud and clear. And that's great. I'm glad I found that person. I'll try this name, Jillahel Pleasant. Are you here? Jose Rivera the third, are you here? Rebecca Allen, are you here? Pharaoh Landry, are you here? Robert Obike, are you here? Cara Sherman, are you here? Okay, I'm going to ask the phone caller one more time, 254, and it ends in like a 401. Here's the thing, this is voluntary. You're more than welcome to come to the court building. Do you know who's in the lobby? Okay. But if you're online and I can't see you or hear you, it's not a meeting. So you're welcome to watch online, but if I don't know who you are, I can't work with you because I can't pull a file if I don't know who it is. And I can't talk to you and I can't see you. So I cannot figure it out, right? So if you can hear me and you don't know how to unmute, please review the rules on, because I keep asking you and that's something I ask you to do and it prompts you. So maybe there's a problem. You're going to need to dial back in. Okay, so I want to move forward and I just want to let everybody, because we're 15 minutes in and we haven't started. So I do want to let you know a few things. When you're given a ticket or issued a citation, these are methods we have under our laws for accusing someone. That is what a ticket is. It's an accusation, okay? When or if you receive a summons in the mail, it's an accusation of some sort. And Right now, these are Class C offenses. They're considered criminal offenses at the Class C level. Sometimes they're just called a misdemeanor, but there's actually a classification system in Texas, and this is the first one. What distinguishes this one from others principally is that they are not, if you are found guilty of an offense here, you normally can't be sentenced to jail. Now, you can wind up with warrants for not coming to court, like the names I called just now, people who aren't here, they'll get a reissue request to come here in the physical court, and then they'll go to warrant. If you don't show up, you can get a warrant. If you have a court order in place and you're not following it, okay, you don't do what it says, then you can get a warrant, okay? So if you find, what I'm saying is, if you're here with a warrant, I'm going to work with you because you're here. I can't work with someone not here. Not possible. If you're here and you haven't been sentenced, we'll be talking about a sentence today, or we'll be talking about trial. It's going to be one or the other. I've got 2 different dockets moving today through the court. I'll talk more about that in a moment. If you wind up with a court order at any point and you don't understand that, you need to seek to clarify that by asking questions or letting me know, okay, what you're expected to do. And if you're in an order and it's not working, you need to let me know that it's not working, or I won't know to work with you. Here's an example. You come into the clerk, you say, I need a payment plan. They give you one, you're rocking along, and then, their layoffs at a job. Now, I hope that doesn't happen to anyone. But the fact is, we live in America, it can happen, right? And so if you're in that position, or you have to change jobs, or something happens with family and you need to take a leave of absence from the job or leave your job, let us know so that I can try to work with you to prevent that warrant from happening, right? If I can work with you and I'm able to effectively work with you, I will do that. That's part of what I do. So I have some options available when things go south, as they say, but I don't know to deploy those options if you don't tell me, okay? So enough said about that. I don't need to harp on it, but just, there's no need to go to warrant. In a Class B or greater, arrest is what happens. I mean, you're arrested for the accusation and possibly you can go to jail if you're sentenced. In a Class C court, it's up to you whether you get a warrant or not, right? Remember that your court date is always on the ticket itself. Remember that court judgments have dates associated with them. So if you owe $25 or $100 on a pay date and you don't do it, that's part of your court order. You need to let us know if you're not doing it so that we don't start initiating warrant proceedings. Sorry, I said I wouldn't keep going on. Okay, so just to start out with, a ticket is an accusation. When you give a plea, you're giving your response or your answer to the accusation. 3 options for pleading in a Class C court in Texas: guilty, not guilty, no contest. Guilty means I did this. You're not contesting it. You're moving into sentencing. Not guilty means state, prove your case. You have the right to do that. It is in the very framework of our Constitution that we have the right to do that. And you don't give a reason, you just not guilty. That tells the state, puts them on notice, we're coming into trial. So I will start a process that leads to that outcome, which is trial, to decide what happens, okay? Today is a single stop on that avenue. I've got several people on that docket. Sometimes cases are resolved. We don't need another meeting, but we'll schedule the next meeting unless it gets canceled, like the case you just saw a moment ago. Attorneys taking a case back to their client with an offer. They're either going to come in here in September and say ready for trial, or we're accepting the offer. Okay. So there's always a second setting. There's always a next setting until a case is resolved. Okay. And then if you plead no contest, that's the third option. With a no contest plea, you're not admitting it. You're not denying it either. You're just saying, I'm not contesting. Go ahead and move me forward. Okay. So when you think about it like, advancing on a game board, you're moving into sentencing at that point. So guilty or no contest moves into sentencing. Not guilty moves toward trial. Okay. And so that's the effect, what we call the effect of a plea, is those options. Okay. And so always pay attention. What until it's a zero balance or a dismissal, there's going to be a next date. Okay. So always make sure you understand what your next date will be. Now, if you plead guilty or no contest, law is kind of like this. There's a general rule, and then there are always exceptions. Probably why they're a lawyer. So if you go like, I'm sorry, someone's coming in the room and I'm just going to let them in. I don't like people waiting if I can help it. Okay, so if you plead guilty or no contest, generally speaking, you're found guilty. It goes on your record. You pay the fines and costs today. Okay, now let's start with paying fines and costs. You can have 30 days. After 30 days, it goes up with a one-time fee that's charged by state law. I can't avoid that because it's state law. We have different payment options like long-term and short-term payment plans. There's no interest with our payment plans. That's a nice thing. They can be based on income. Also, based on income, there can be certain issues that I need to make adjustments to that judgment. So you were asked for your income information for both dockets because I'm running 2 dockets. If you're in either a general docket or a sentencing docket, I'm looking at it in connection with a possible sentence. If you are on the not guilty docket, I'm looking at it in connection with the possibility of working toward, when we go to trial, what is required for you to post bond-wise in order to set trial. So I get information for a lot of different reasons. And I don't make you fill it out and fill it out and fill it out and change the title and call it a different thing for busy work. I have enough to do without that. And so do you. So I just get one form to rule them all, as they say, and I just use it where I need to use it. Okay. So you were asked for that information for different reasons. And just know there's a legal based reason for every move I make. Okay. And there certainly was for that. Okay, I've got late folks who are quite late at this point. They've missed the introduction. I'll just try to fill you in when it's your turn because I can't take the whole group backwards right now. Okay, but you need to be on time for court. Now, there are still 4 ways. We talked about being found guilty, having it go on your record, and payment. So payment we talked about. The record, let's talk about that for a moment. The general rule is it goes on your record. But in a Class C court, there's 4 ways to gain a dismissal: compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court are all ways to keep an item off your record. Compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed. The law must specify for that to happen on a plea of guilty or no contest. You can expect that as judge of the court, when you're before me like we are today, I'll be looking to see if that's an option for you, but you are welcome to ask me. Okay. But I'm not going to wait if you don't know to ask. I'll be looking. Okay. 98% of those, though, require that you be on time. That's another good reason to honor a court date. Okay. Second option, moving violations can be dismissed through a driver safety course process. You got to follow the process and you got to qualify to be in the process. Okay. I'll see if you're qualified automatically without question. You're welcome to question and ask, though. It's your case. Ask. If I can't answer, I'll tell you why. I will say this about the driver safety course option. It's a pretty good deal if you're qualified because you pay the court costs only. Your fines go on hold. You turn in the proper driving record and the proper course on time. You get your ticket dismissed off your record, and the fine that was on hold gets waived. It's cheaper to do this process and get a dismissal than to pay a whole ticket. And the reason is that we actually metrically know that we drive better after we take that course for a little while. Okay. And where else do we find in our culture that you get a license to do something and you never have to update your knowledge, right? So it doesn't hurt. People might say it hurts because they don't like the class. But the fact is, when we take it and pass it, we drive better. You've got to qualify to be in it. And that's the piece I want to tell you is that I'll be looking for that. If you called the clerk and got a number, how much is this ticket? They gave you a number, right? And in the context of driver safety, you pay part of it and the other part could go away if you do it right. And again, like I said, even though you'll pay for your course and your record and your court costs, it's cheaper. The court costs are set by state law. I cannot change them because I don't write the legislation. I'm just here to implement and interpret it at times. But in this one, it's really clear. The court costs are not cheap. If you qualify to be in that program, talking to you about it, and I'll be asking, when can you pay those court costs? Yet another late person. And so that's a good option if you want to do it. Now, no one can make you do it. You don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. But I will assume that you might want to be talking about it and at least find out about it, because most of us want to save money and many of us want to keep our record clear, right? And some people, it doesn't matter to them. But I assume that you're here because it does. So I'll assume that. Okay, that's an assumption I make. Okay, third option is called a deferred disposition. This works a little differently. The way that a deferred works is that you are on a period of time. It's good behavior. We have to sort out the fines and costs as part of that order. Sometimes there's a class, a record, a document of some sort on time. No tickets, no citations, no warrants, no failures to appear, keep your address current, and you get your case dismissed. It's usually 4 to 6 months long, okay? And if you do that, you get a dismissal. How you get that is the thing I want to talk to you about right now. The other two, I said I'd look and you can ask. This one, you ask and then I look, okay? So guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred, will trigger me to review and decide if I'm granting it or not. The state in a pretrial might choose to agree with you about a deferral request to make of the judge. That happens too. That's another way to get from A to B. Sometimes that happens, but the state has their own position on their cases. Yeah. Jose Rivera, you're driving a car. Please pull over safely and call me back when you're no longer driving a car. Don't drive a car online and let a judge see it. It's illegal. Okay, so just to get back on track, request a deferred if that's what you're seeking to do. Okay. All right. If I say no, I say no. If I say yes, I say yes. And we sort out pretty quickly what it's going to look like. Okay. Now, final word, teen court is the fourth thing. It looks like a deferred, but it moves a little differently. And you don't have to request it because I'll be pushing you. If you're high school, middle school, or homeschool, you could be qualified to be in the teen court program. And that looks a little different per person, per case. Okay. So I will be pushing you on a plea of guilty or no contest. Okay. And that looks a bit like things you have to do to gain a dismissal. Okay. So that's really the 101. The pretrial is a breakout room because I actually can't be party to pretrial conversations. Okay. Sometimes there's discussion of facts, but it is in some respects an independent, I wouldn't say private, but I would say an independent conversation. If you're in the courtroom, we do it in a room where I can see but not hear. If here, we do it in a breakout room. And that docket is meeting today with the city's prosecutor, Ryan Matson. Mr. Matson, could you please unmute and introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ryan Matson. I'm the prosecutor for Temple.
Thank you, Mr. Matson. And so if you are on that docket, I'll be moving you into that meeting. We're going to start with Joseph Maris. If you can unmute Joseph Maris, tell us how you're doing today so I can make sure your audio is working too.
I'm doing good.
Great. I'm going to move you to a meeting with the prosecutor, and afterwards you're going to move back over, and so will he. I will give you date before you leave today, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm moving you over at this time. I too will move forward with, if I could get Jared Ortega to unmute and tell me how you're doing while I pull your file.
Hey, Judge, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Thank you for asking. I'm doing just fine. Are you in high school still this year, or did you graduate?
I just graduated.
Okay. You're on time for court, and let me ask you a question. And I am looking. So here's the thing. We also have, I didn't review this, but it qualifies under compliance dismissals. So we also have certain programs here, and I just automatically start telling you about them. I treat them as compliance dismissals. So you can't bring it up to date for a dismissal, but it's still in that category where we have certain things that are agreements that I have written with the prosecutor, where there are things that I know that he would dismiss if conditions are met, just like a compliance dismissal.
Okay.
And with a first-time theft offense, what this appears to be, I do offer that program. You're on time, which is our main requirement. And we haven't had you here before for this type of offense. That's our second requirement. If you stay on time, you can get a dismissal. What this would look like is I do need a signature today, and you'll sign saying, I understand I have 30 days till August 31st to do an online theft intervention class. And if I do the theft intervention class and turn it in on time, I get a dismissal, and it's not on my record. Okay. Now, first of all, how do you feel about that option?
That's a really good option. What I
Really
was kind
good
of
option.
looking for. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I read your note about wrong place, wrong time, bad decision making, which is exactly what the course is about. If I granted a deferred, I would require the class 2, but you'd be paying the $296. In this context, you're not paying the money, you're doing the class. You do have to pay for the class. They run about $50-ish. And can you get that done in 30 days and turn in proof to the court by that 30th day?
So by turning it into the court, I'd have to just go to the court and show them that I did that, and they'll dismiss it.
That, or you could scan it and email it in by your due date or before.
Okay. If I have any questions of like what to do, because I don't.
I'll stop you for a second.
Okay.
When you sign up to do the extension, we give you course information.
Okay.
There's several to choose from. I don't pick it for you, but I have a list of things that work pretty generally without a lot of problems. So I just go ahead and give you the information, and then you log on like you did this, except you're taking an online class, which is not unusual for a person your age anymore. I don't have much problem getting people to comply. What I do have trouble with is people sign up to do it, they don't do it, or they do it and they don't turn it in. And then they say, well, I thought the course provider was going to turn it in for me, which it's not their case, it's yours. You're supposed to make sure that it's in, okay, on time or early. And then I just sign a dismissal. It's not on your record. It's a prejudgment dismissal. The reason we do this is he and I agree. I just saw too many people in our community disqualifying themselves for things like what we have available in the community, like nursing and working in hospitals. And, thefts disqualify you for a lot of licenses. You can't be a lawyer. You can't be anything in the medical world. It's just done. So, I'd like people to have another chance at not having that happen to them. And when you're 18, you're like my prime target, because I think that with a little knowledge, this won't happen again. And that's my experience, is that it won't.
Yes, ma'am. Lesson learned.
Every now and then it does, but the vast majority of people in your similar situation take that course, and I never hear from them again. Now, I don't know what they go to do, but I know I don't see them again. And my my belief is most of them, it's good to go. Because most of us, you'll know this from the class once you take it, most people who get a theft have engaged in some faulty thinking that allowed them to make the mistake. And if you can interrupt that with good information and a plan, when you're faced with that situation again, and you will be, I mean, if we believe statistics, you will have a much better response. So it's really worth doing for all of us here in the community, and you too. So what I really need today is your agreement and signature. I can email you a copy of an agreement. You would have to print it and sign it and email it back, or you can come to the court to sign it, which will work for you.
Okay. I can come to the court.
Okay, great. What time will work for you to be here today?
1 p.m.
That's great. We'll have everything at the front desk for you. It'll take about 5 minutes
Okay.
once you get here, okay? And then just read it while you're sitting there. That too will take less than 5 minutes. And just read it, make sure you understand it. If you don't know, you can ask the clerk questions. If the clerk can't answer, they can get a question to me. You're not cut off from asking, but check in with them. And then if you were to take that today and finish that class this weekend and turn it in next week, you're done. But your no later than due date is August 31st, and that will be on your papers, okay?
Okay.
And so we'll give you that in writing, including course information.
Okay.
Okay, what questions do you have at this time?
Where's the court at?
Okay, same place you came before where you filled out your
Okay.
papers,
Okay.
which is 401 North 3rd Street in Temple. We're kind of just up the street from the Central Fire Station on 3rd, where the water department is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Mr. Matson, I know that you were talking with Joseph Maris, and if you could, let's get an update about where we are.
Your Honor, Mr. Maris and I have reached an agreement on terms of deferral.
Okay,
It's going to be a 120-day period with an 8-hour theft course by day 60. And Mr. Maris has indicated he would like to make payment within 30 days.
okay, I'll approve that. And I can send that to Mr. Maris through the email, Mr. Maris, or you can come by the court to sign it. But I would like to get your signature today. It would be a written document that says that from today until November 30th, you're on a deferral, meaning good behavior. And then your course would be due by October 3rd, and payment on the costs and fines by August 31st. Will those dates work for you?
Yes, ma'am.
And you want to come by the court and we can make you a copy, or do you want to do the email option?
I'll come by the court since you do need my signature, and I'll be there by the end of this day.
Can you get here by 4?
Yes.
Okay, we'll have it out there shortly, but I do like to do it by 4 because it gives the clerks.
Right,
Work
and I
with
did
you
explain.
Yeah.
Right.
space. Okay, all right, we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Thank you. Do you have any questions?
No, he answered all the questions I did have about our agreement that we came to.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Matson, moving you forward, Todrick May is here. There you are. Great. Hi, Mr. May, how are you today?
All right.
Let me move you over to the breakout room. And that's a meeting I know you've seen with the prosecutor, and y'all come back at the end and give me an update where we are. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Very much. I too am moving forward. Let me kind of see where I am. Candace Jackson, can you unmute and just while I pull your file, let me know how you are doing?
Good morning, Judge Persons. I'm good. How about yourself?
Good, thank you. Thank you. Just pulling your. Oh,
Thank you. So I'm in here for a multiple of different things, as you can see, quite a lot.
yeah, we're trying to clean up your situation and get the hold off.
Yes,
Let me ask
yes,
you a few questions, okay?
yes, ma'am.
I just want to, what I like to do when it's this detailed is just make sure that I got the details right, so to speak.
Okay,
And
okay,
make sure that we're speaking in the same, from the same page, and then we'll go from there, okay?
yes, ma'am.
All right, so really, I do like to clarify where we are with cases, and you're gonna feel a little beat up because it's a lot of things, but I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to make sure I get it, okay, that I have it
Okay,
right, okay? There's an older case, expired vehicle registration. I'm thinking that maybe I gave you time credit for that at some point, but I didn't look that deep. There's
I,
there's a
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a hold on the license that isn't cleared up because back when that was, the hold on the license wasn't allowed to be cleared through jail credit or community service. So if you did community service, it was also an issue. I'm going to address that with you before we close out today, okay?
Okay,
Because
okay,
there are new legal changes that give me more options,
yes, ma'am.
and I can look at them in connection with everything else that's okay.
Okay,
Next thing is a no insurance charge. Um, Similar, let's see, where is yeah, it's similar. It just has that balance that represents a hold. And that one is from that September 16th, 2013 timeframe. The next thing is a fail to signal the required distance before turning. This is February 15th of 2017. It is in a warrant status for non-appearing or effectively appearing, and it's $412.10. I did receive a no contest plea from you and a request for community service, which I want to talk to you about. But is that your plea at this time, no contest?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. There's a theft charge, October 24th, a no contest plea and a request for community. Is no contest your plea at this
Yes, ma'am.
time? Thank you.
I'm sorry. It seems like your mic keeps cutting out.
It's because I'm looking down. This mic is
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
unidirectional. No, I'll try to do a better job. Okay, so driving while license invalid, February 15th of 2017. The fines and costs are $456.17. And I did receive a no contest plea. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Moving forward, there's a driving while license invalid charge. I did receive a no contest plea, and that is from May 22nd of 2018. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes.
An expired driver's license from February 15th of 2017. Funds and costs are $369.07. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes.
Okay. And no insurance charge, fines and costs, I'm sorry, May 22nd of 2018, fines and costs are $456.30. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes.
And then just one case that was filed called violating the promise to appear, that is not appearing in court. And the fines and costs are $434.20. And I received a no contest plea. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes.
Okay. And then I have you working at Falcon Rehabilitation.
I'm sorry. You cut out.
I have you working at Falcon Ridge Rehabilitation as a CNA. Is that your job
Yes.
right now?
Yes, ma'am. It is.
Okay. And are you the only income to your home?
Yes.
The date on this is just the other day, so I don't anticipate things have changed. But the two children at home,
Yes.
no child support coming in.
I currently I'm in the legal process of dismissing that against against him, so that is going to be dropping before the end of the month. So there, that won't be counted as like income, I guess.
I don't really count it as income. I
Oh,
use
okay.
it as a way to kind of think about, you know, what might be happening. So I see a lot of people who could be receiving child support who aren't, and they don't know how to push and trigger that to happen. You're receiving food stamps, so you would be entitled to free help to get that to happen.
Okay.
The state supplies the attorney to collect child support where you receive benefits like food stamps, because
Okay.
legally speaking, that person is supposed to be helping you, and you're receiving government money, and therefore
Right.
there's a way to get some help with that. And
Okay.
I don't know your situation, and you do not need to explain it all to me because some of it is not really my business, you know. But if you need to know how to get over to the attorney general, then I can help you figure out how to reach them. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you need that connection, just let me know.
I definitely be open to take that help or explore options. I'm always down to like I said, explore my options. And
Let me get that number for you.
okay,
You're in Temple, right? You're in
no,
the
ma'am.
Oh, Hutto.
Hello, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Um, okay. They make you go to Austin.
Oh yes.
And the phone number is, at least to talk to someone, the phone
Okay.
number is 1-800
1-800
252
252.
8014.
Okay,
Okay.
I have that number here written down.
Great. Okay. Now let's get back to what's happening here at this court. So at this point, I can order community. Is anyone in the home disabled?
No, ma'am.
Oh, I do need to ask a question of clarification, and I do ask this of everyone, so please don't take this personally, because it's just I'm looking for ways to close things out and make life easier. Okay.
Right. And I'm completely fine with that.
Since the time of these stops, have you been in jail anywhere?
I did because I was trying to apply for a job at Scott and White, and I had a traffic violation. So what I did was I had a traffic violation in Williamson County in Georgetown. So I did a self-surrender there, and I took care of one of my tickets that I had.
In
But
Wilkes?
yes, ma'am.
When was that?
It was last year around September, August. I got the case dismissed in January of this year.
Right, but you went and did jail time?
Yes, I stayed the night, got out on bond. I adhered to my bond stipulations, and then went to court. They just, told me I need to get myself together or I will be going to jail. So I just kind of wanted to get that taken care of also because I look for, like you were stating earlier, I look for better, good, nice jobs, things that fit more in the healthcare field of my profession. And it does stop me a lot. Even though it's a moving violation, the hospital doesn't want that,
Right. Okay. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to order the community service, and the due date is going to be October 3rd, and it comes to
Okay.
100. It comes to 163. Now, two things. I don't require that you drive to Bell County to do your community service. You're going to need to look for quickly and find a viable, up-to-date nonprofit organization in your area and I have a form for you to use. I'm going to need that back to pre-approve any place that you use that isn't on my list. I need that back by August 15th.
I could pick that up today.
Okay, here at the court.
No, I'm asking if I could pick it up today.
Yeah, are you saying here
Okay.
at the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Because I kind of want to jump on get that. If I have to August 3rd, I want to start trying to get that taken care of ASAP as soon as possible.
Okay, you can use the list I have provided, or you can find a place. But if you're gonna
Okay.
find a place, you need to do that within the so that I can approve it and make sure that you're not working for something I can't. And the list of places that I have, plus the rules that I have, tell you what you need to know as far as finding a different place that's not listed. Okay. So
Okay.
I've got a list, and then I've got rules for going off list. Okay.
Okay.
And a form that you turn in at the due date of August. 163 hours, due no later than October 3rd. If you can't get it all done, you can turn it in what you have. Drop me a note for how much longer you need. And as long as things are moving, progressing forward, I'll keep working with you to get it resolved. Now,
Okay.
I also want to see if you can bring with you when you come over proof of your jail time. And if you can't do it today, maybe by the end of the week, because I might be able to shave off some of these hours with some of.
I could bring a copy of my jail time. I also left my Bell County booking sheet, a copy of it with
So
the.
you were booked in Bell County or Williamson County? Because you told me.
Okay, yeah, no, wait. Oh, are you talking about the one for Williamson County? Because I also
I'm
gave
just talking
her.
about. Listen, Miss Jackson.
Okay.
I asked you, just listen to this question, and I'll ask it again, because sometimes people are scattered. From the time of your first offense here, which is 2013, to today, have you had any jail time?
Oh yeah, that was just the Williamson County, and like I said, I'll bring that to you like you requested.
You haven't had anything in Bell?
No.
So the booking sheet you're talking about with Bell County.
Oh, like I said, I'm scattered. Yes. 2016, I did go to jail for a warrant that I had out of Temple, or a violation I had at the Temple. I do apologize. So yes, that too. I did go there. I did provide the booking sheet to them. She had just told me when I came that it was like that took 2 out of the 9 off that I had.
Can you bring me that one and bring me the Williamson County?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me review it. I see jail credit that we've applied. It may be that one, but I want to double check.
Yes, ma'am. I could bring those.
Okay, that would be great. And they'll send it to me. And I'll look at it and make a determination. I'm required to give it. I don't mind giving it, even if it wasn't for my citations. Okay.
Okay.
So any jail time, I give credit.
Okay, I could provide those.
As long as it's after the date of the offer.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got marching orders now. Keep in mind that the court is a safe harbor court. Therefore, if you come here to reasonably resolve your warrants, you will not be arrested. I do need you to come by today to sign for your community service and pick up your stuff. What time should we look at to get you here?
I will be there before 1 o'clock because I do have to be at work to 2. So at 2, so I'll be there sometime before 1. What time is it? Probably between 11 and 1.
Okay. All right. I look forward to reviewing your jail credit. If I do that, we'll email out a new timesheet with new due date. I mean, it'll be the same due date, but with reduced hours.
Reduced hours. Okay.
Just go with what's on there until you and
Hear
call
back from you.
and check on the rest of it by Friday. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Persons. You have a great day.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, I'm moving forward. If I could talk to Marquis Russell. You can unmute and tell me
Yes,
how you're
ma'am.
doing. That would be
I'm doing good. How about you?
good. Thank you for asking.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. Where do you go to school? You at Temple High School this year?
Yes, ma'am.
And senior, junior?
Yes, senior.
Okay. And I did receive a citation for disregarding an official traffic control device for July 13th. If you
Yes,
paid
ma'am.
it, it is $234. I did receive a plea of guilty and a request for teen court, which I'm inclined to grant. But I did want to confirm with you, first of all, did you understand the pleading options of guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And you are entered a plea of guilty. Is that your plea of this?
Yes.
And I will grant teen. Was there an accident in this case?
No.
I didn't think so, but I just wanted. And with teen court, there is a $20 cash fee related to that process. Is it possible to pay that cash fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
And then really you're going to do a driving safety course, but the difference is I don't need a driving record. I don't need court costs.
Okay.
But I have a list of driving courses and it's going to be a shorter time frame, 30 days. So the due date's going to be August 31st.
Okay.
I will give you class information when you're here. When can you be here today to pay that $20 fee and do your papers?
I'll rather come like in the next 30 minutes if that's possible.
That's totally possible. We'll see you about 10:30.
Okay.
Do you have any questions before I let you go?
No, ma'am.
We'll have everything at the front desk. You'll read it, you'll sign it, you'll get copies, and then you'll be good to go. Your course can be turned in early, but not later than August 31st. If you turn it in early, you're just done that much more quickly, okay?
Okay.
Don't assume that a company is sending it for you. Bring it
Okay.
so that you know that we got it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
And you said it was a $20 cash fee?
I'm so sorry, what?
You said it was a $20 cash fee?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Let me sign a document and then I want to hear. Mr. May's case. Give me just a minute. Okay, let's get an update on the May case. Where are we at this time?
Your Honor, Mr. May and I have a tentative agreement in place. We're going to try and get things worked out prior to final pretrial, but we'll go ahead and continue that date in the meantime.
Okay, that is 1 o'clock on September 6th, and that's fine. I also want to just take up one more. Mr. May, I'm just looking.
You're like really going in and out, Judge. I can't hear you.
Okay, I'll be right with you.
Oh, okay.
Give me just one moment. What's happening with Mr. May's warrant case? Just crossed out. And the due date on it says, May 3rd. This didn't get addressed. Okay. Mr. May, I also have a matter that was not addressed in the setting for today that I want to talk to you about. Can you hold on just a moment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me a minute. I'm going to move Mr. Matson forward. Mr. Matson, Mr. Obiki is here. Mr. Obiki, can you unmute? Robert Obiki?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to go ahead and move you into a pretrial. You weren't here when court started. Can you tell me why that might be?
Yes, ma'am.
Now would be good. So it's a question. Can you tell me why you weren't here on time?
Oh, I was at work and my phone, email, I couldn't find the email no more. So I came up here to the, up here to the courthouse and they had got me the right information. I had to
Okay.
save my phone, but it reset it over the weekend. So I don't know what happened. But I was at work, ma'am, and I had seen what time it was and I was looking for it and I couldn't find it, ma'am. So I came up here.
Okay, I'll move you over to that meeting. Thank you. Ms. Allen, we don't show shoulders in court. Look for a way to cover up. Okay, Mr. May, if I
Yes, ma'am.
could. Hi, how are you today?
All right, yourself.
Good. Hey, I have an older case with you, and it is from August 15th of 2019. It has a warrant associated with it, and I don't believe I have a plea on that case. It has to do with an insurance case, a no insurance charge. And right now the balance is $430.30. Do you remember that case?
No, I don't. But me and the district attorney, what we just talked about, if you want to hear it, it's no secret. Basically, he asked me if I remembered it, and because he also explained it to me, and I was like, not really, I don't. But in that process, I had end up doing like 10 months in the county, and then I end up going to prison. And he just asked me to show him proof of my release date and that I have insurance. He just asked me to show him the release date of when I got out of prison, so therefore he can look at that to try to give me time served on that. So I basically got to get off the phone with you and sort out a lot of paperwork and try to figure out. But I should have it in my folder and everything. Plus, I was explaining to him that I had you had to do like a class down there called Changes. So I got that, and I got the certificate and everything. It plus with the drug class and all of that. So I just got to find my paperwork, and he wanted me to bring it to the court and or email it to the court so they can see it, and that way he can get it, and then he'll contact me back, or I contact him, or I just figure out where I go from there once I give him the paperwork stating that shows that.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take this as a not guilty plea right now.
Okay.
Because it sounds like y'all are talking about those two cases together.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And that was not clear to me, but now it is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I didn't ask him either. I'm going to move you. I'm going to recall the warrant, and I'm going to set that with the next case, the other case.
Okay.
On September 6th at 1 o'clock. So they're just going to chunk forward together without the warrant.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm gonna get that paperwork over to you fast as possible.
Yeah, and you might, figure out. I can time credit, but if he's moving that along with a potential dismissal on one or both of the cases, I want them together. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't have a plea right now. I'm just entering a not guilty plea in connection with the conversation we're having right now. Okay?
Okay. I appreciate it.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Yes, Mr. May. Thank you. And we'll see you in September, okay?
Okay. Am I okay to leave now?
You are okay to leave now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You stay well.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Yes. Okay, I'm also moving forward. Lydia Livesay, be the best way to say it.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Lydia Livesay.
Livesay, okay. I have a court request on an accident case failing to yield the right-of-way turning left at an intersection. This is alleged for July 10th at 2023. And if you paid the whole ticket, it's $269. I did receive a plea of guilty from you and a request for teen court, which I will be inclined to grant.
Yes,
the first question I have before I do so is, do you understand the options of pleading guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
And before I accept your plea, is there a parent present?
Yep, I'm right here.
Can I get your name, Mom?
My name is Tara Livesay. I'm Lydia's mom.
Okay. And Ms. Livesay, Tara, do you feel like Tara understands?
That Lydia understands her choices? Yes.
Sorry, Tara, Lydia, yes.
She absolutely does.
Okay. And do you feel like she understands the options of guilty, not guilty, and
She does.
okay. All right. Lydia, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will order teen court. With teen court, let's see, there is a $20 fee, and we normally, that's got to be in cash, and we ask that it get paid today. Is that possible?
Yes, ma'am. Would you like me to turn it into the Temple Municipal Court on 3rd Street or where?
Yeah, you'll be coming over with Mom to just do a quick sign up for your paperwork. You'll get copies of everything. It'll explain what I'm about to tell you and verbally. It'll have it in writing. And then it's a matter of getting 2 things turned in. One is a course for driving safety that will be due August 31st. And on that same day, an essay that's 3 pages. And the topic and the guidelines will be written down for you to follow. It's a typewritten thing that has to do with just what got us here in the first place. And you get those 2 things turned in on time, and I dismiss the charge and waive the $269, knowing that I'm a lot less likely to hear about you, read about you, not because you're famous. That would be fine. The part I want to avoid is, accidents.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you are in the leading bracket for death and dismemberment on Texas roadways. If you are 25 and under, which you are, you're in the top group. If you are in that top group and you also receive a citation, you move to a super group. And if you're in that group and the citation is for an accident, you move to the ultra super group.
Yes.
So what I want to do, and I know Mom agrees with me, is do what we can do to help you survive driving. And we want that now, not 90 days from today in the regular driving program. So we want it now. I only give you 4 weeks because I can't wait for improvement. I'm so excited, but also really seriously, I just want to make sure that nothing bad happens.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So you'll come by today, you'll sign your paperwork, receive the $20. You'll bring back the course, which we will give you information. And the essay, which we will give you what you need. You
Yes,
get those things turned in, and I sign a dismissal and waive the balance. Okay.
Okay, that sounds amazing.
Okay. What time will y'all be here today?
Probably right at 11.
Okay. I'll just put the general down. That way they know when to be ready for you. When you come in, just give your name. Mom, you're coming with her, right?
Yes, I will.
Okay, great. Because you have to sign, or Dad a parent needs to sign off on the papers.
Okay.
And then you'll have copies of everything.
All right. Perfect.
Okay, we'll see y'all then.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're good to go.
Bye.
Okay, Mr. Matson, I know that you were talking with Mr. Obiki, and give me a moment. I do want to get that update from you, Bo. I think those are together. Okay, right. Where are we with the fireworks allegation?
Your Honor, the fine is going to be reduced in exchange for a plea of no contest. Currently, it's set at $400. It will be reduced to $50. And that plus the court costs will bring the total balance to $131.
Okay. And a no contest plea being entered. And then when is that being paid?
He is actually outside the courthouse right now. So I believe that once the reduction has been entered, he's going to just walk inside and make payment.
Okay. Mr. Obiki, can you get your volume turned back on for just a moment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if I understand the agreement that you have with the prosecutor, he has agreed to recommend a reduction of the fine to $50, which will bring your total to $131. You have agreed to pay that today and plead no contest. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think we'll have that done in about 5 minutes and then you can come on in and make payment, okay?
I so thank you.
It's done now. We've got it done.
Yes, ma'am.
The clerk can receipt you and then you're good to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any questions?
Oh no, ma'am, that'll never happen again. I'm totally sorry. I was not that wasn't me, but you know, hey, in front of my house, and I'm gonna keep people from front of my house because I know Texas laws now. Because you know I'm from Louisiana, so we don't have that down there. So it's just a lesson learned. That's all it is.
Okay, that's good. I've been to Louisiana, so I agree with your assessment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Matson, let me move you forward with Rebecca Allen. Miss Allen, can you get on screen?
Miss Judge, I can't turn it back on. Oh, never mind. Hello, here you are.
It's on.
Okay,
I'll move you over to that meeting now.
okay. And I'm not driving, by the way.
I see that. You're a passenger.
Yes.
Okay. I am also moving forward with Cody Villarreal.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing, sir?
I'm sweating like I stole something, but I didn't steal
Oh,
it.
goodness. Okay. There's a speeding allegation, and I did receive a plea of no contest to that charge. The allegation
Oh,
was.
yes, I was hauling ass.
I see that. I do see that. And I
Doesn't
did
work.
receive. Go ahead.
I was working. If you make it on the money or however, I'll pay it, or we do whatever y'all want to do. I just want to get I have a commercial driver's license, but really affects me.
Right. Okay. So here's the thing. The CDL holders, unfortunately, in Texas law has excluded them from receiving driving safety course or deferrals. I can order community service to do the balance, or I can reduce the balance, the fine, and you could pay it. So it's kind of you tell me what's going to work best.
What would that be, ma'am? I'm all about simplicity, but I'm all about helping the community too.
So I didn't hear your question because something happened with your audio.
What would be the reduction? What would be I look crazy. What would be the fee, or if you reduce it? Ticket?
How you look doesn't concern me or bother me, but give me a second. It has to do with when you're moving around because you're kind of moving a lot. Sometimes it'll grab your audio and then play it back to me real fast. So hang on just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
And then it sounds like you're going as fast as you were when you were speeding. Okay. So the court costs are $134. Those are mandatory. And then the fine is $130. If I did a drop to $50, the total would be $184 instead of $264.
Can I make that in 2 payments?
Yes. Do you need more than 30 days to do that?
So here's the thing, Judge. I'm in business for myself, so you just never know. Sometimes, you know, I like to say no and just take care of it, but what if? You know what I mean?
Right. The reason I'm asking is you're saving $15 if you do it before 30 days. If we're going longer, you're going to sign for it, and $15 will get added.
Understood. So can we do the 30, and then if I know I'm going to go past it, like.
As long as you keep up with it, yes, we can. So all I need from you today, all I need from you today is, no, actually for 30 days. Who does sign? Tracy needed it. Because I can order it. But we like it. If I email to you a document, can you print it, sign And an email it back. Did you hear me?
Uh, yes, I can. Could I sign it on my phone or?
Can you sign it with your finger on your phone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
If it works that way, I mean, I don't know how you're gonna get it to us. But can you get it back with your legal signature on it today?
Yes, ma'am. I can.
Then we'll email it to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Look for it in your email in the next hour, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I'll get it right back to you immediately.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I can hang up, right? Make
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. All right, Joshua Duncan. Can you unmute? Mr. Duncan, Joshua, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Good. Are you on a telephone?
I am. I'm here at the court.
Okay. Well, listen, I have some good news if you want it. You qualify to be in a first offender program. What that looks like is that you would, I would put your case on hold for 30 days. I would give you information for how to take a class that is a theft intervention class. If you go ahead and get your course done and turned in on time by your next due date, then I can sign a dismissal.
That'd be great.
Okay, so you're just gonna walk in. Are you here in the lobby?
Yes, ma'am.
And we're gonna bring some paperwork out. And your due date is gonna be August 31st. And we'll give you course information too. Do you have a way to take an online course?
Yeah, I can. I'll just go to the library.
Yeah, the library works. Okay. All right, so we'll have that out to you shortly, okay?
Alrighty, ma'am.
Okay, we'll be out soon.
Thank you.
Let a clerk know you're here and that we're working on your papers in the court.
Yeah, I'll let them know.
Okay, I'll hang up, but you're still finishing up, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. to save her hands, yeah. Okay, we are back on the charge of June 14th allegation date of parking approved surface. And the fines and costs are 514. Where are we with that?
Sorry, Judge, did you say where are we? You cut out.
Yes. Yes, where are we with that matter?
Miss Allen and I have reached an agreement. She's actually currently set for a jury trial on another charge.
Yes.
She's going to be pleading no contest to that after a reduction.
Okay. What is the reduction?
The fine will be reduced to $40, which will put the total balance at, I want to say it's 54. I'm not sure how the jury charge fee factors into this balance on LT.
I believe that we have to collect it. Let me double check. It is added. Yes. Sir. I get that. What's the quote? Including the two. I see. Okay. Okay. So it's $19 plus 40, so $59.
Okay. And she indicated she would just make payment online for that.
Okay. Today. Right? Today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
And then as to the June 14th charge, where are we with that?
I will be sending over a dismissal for that as per the plea agreement we reached. And I'll send that to you sometime this morning, as soon as I get a chance to sign it.
Okay. All right. I'll follow the agreement. Miss Allen, I believe we have that reduction entered, or it will be in 5 minutes. Are able then to log on, do that payment.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Court costs are 19. Thank you. You're good to go.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Judge.